Hi YouTube, I'm Emram, and today I'm going to show you 6 bowling hacks that I use every time I go bowling. So the first one I have is, sometimes you put bowling tape on your fingers whenever, sometimes your thumb feels a little too small or the hole feels too big. But, usually that tape that they sell in the pro shops is quite expensive. So I found an easy solution. It's with Leuko tape. Here, I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to buy it. And this tape, I actually found it for hikers because they use it whenever they pop blisters to put it on. And I tried a variety of tapes, and this one worked the best because even after sweat and oil and all that wetness, it doesn't come off. And it only, for 15 yards, it cost only $8. And for each strip that you cut, you can use it twice. So what I mean by that is that first you get the end, and you get however much you want. Got my scissors here. Then you cut. Now all this is way too wide just for my thumb, so I cut it in half. And then you round off all those edges so that it could last longer. Something like this. You guys could do it more precisely if you want, I don't care. Then put it on. Let's go like this. You can see it does not come off easily, okay? And it does provide that extra bit of skin that you want in your bowling ball, and for very much cheaper. And taking it off sometimes even hurts, but it's pretty good for $8. Now I'll continue on my next hack. My last hack was only if your thumb had shrunk and you needed a little bit of extra skin. But this one is the opposite. If sometimes your thumb is too swollen, you need it to slide more easily. Most of the time you just use some of those powders like Easy Slide or anything like that. But I have a much easier and cheaper way to do it. Behold, Vaseline. Not Vaseline. Lip balm. Now I know it doesn't look like lip balm because I covered it in tape, but the inside is just the same. And you could get this for like $1 anywhere, like in the gas station, Walmart, Dollar Tree, you name it. There's always lip balm. Crap. Okay, so camera number 2 is now down, so I had to improvise a bit. But back to the lip balm, this stuff works great. Now I would recommend putting just a little bit like this to try it out first. The first time I did it, I overdosed it, and the ball, well, let's just say the ball slipped out as soon as I did the backswing. Make sure you put very little. It's not like the powder at all. It makes your fingers very slimy, but it's worth it. Now, coming up is my next hack. Now this hack is very much like the first. We're going to be using tape, but this time it's not for my finger, it's for the bowling ball. Sometimes you want to put it in the ball instead of your finger, even though it's for the same purpose. But they sell bowler's tape with pre-cut slits, but I just use duct tape. This duct tape, well, at least this black one, surprisingly, does not leave any residue after I take it off. So, let me find this. We get the length we want first, then we cut it with scissors, and then we have to round off the edges. It's very important because then it won't start stripping. Okay, now, oh no, a knife. So when we put in, to know where to put it, first we put in our fingers the way we want it to, the way we usually do. Now the back part of your thumb is where the tape is going to be, so you kind of mark it. For me it's around here. That's where the tape is going to go. Then, what I like to do is I kind of make it into a taco, get a long projectile. It doesn't have to be a knife, it could be anything. It could be a screwdriver, it could even be those scissors. Then you slowly put it in there. Then I lay it flat and I put pressure on the tape, and then that's what I do. And if you could see in there, there is the tape. And it works just the same as that bowler's tape you get at the pro shop. And on we go. So this next hack also has to do with bowling balls. So sometimes whenever you throw your bowling ball, sometimes you don't get it to hook as much, or sometimes it hooks too much, even if you're throwing it exactly where you want to throw it. Now a way this can be adjusted so that it doesn't hook more, or that it hooks more, is you use balm pads. And what they do is they take away surface from the bowling ball. So if you want it to hook more, you get a lower grit, so it could be grittier. The bowling ball will be grittier and will grab onto the lanes better. And if you don't want it to hook as much, you get a higher number so that it'll skid longer before hooking. But you know, balm pads, they're also not the cheapest in the world. It's just really like spongy sandpaper. So then this could only be used, this is Scotch Brite, by the way, and you could use it the same as balm pads. But don't get confused. This can only be used if you want it to hook more. For me, I kind of found it's around 500 grit. You know, it almost feels like it. And the way you use it is you go around the ball in circular motions, like this. You actually put force, but you do it in circular motions, strong circular motions all over the ball, until you get it all even. And then once you're done, you should try it, and most likely it's gonna hook a lot earlier than before. Now on to the next one. So usually after bowling a few games in some oily lanes, the ball gets really oily and it doesn't seem to respond as nice as it did in the beginning. So usually what we bowlers use is some spray, or it's really just a degreaser. It takes out all that oil so you could clean it off with a rag. But you know, that stuff also, everything else, is expensive. I mean, if you want to get it, sure, why not? But if there's a cheaper way, why not do that? That's why I use this. Now this is not lens cleaner, okay? It's just the bottle that sprays. But it's the mixture inside what matters. Now, remember this carefully. This is 1/3 simple green, which is a degreaser. 1/3 alcohol, okay? You know, like that rubbing one, or sometimes even the pros use it. And then 1/3 water. So you get 1/3 simple green, 1/3 alcohol, and 1/3 water. You mix it all together, and this is what you get. The reason this works so well is because it's a degreaser. The simple green is the degreaser. So I just spray it all around, then you clean it. So my last hack is one that many people know and use. And before I tell you it, this is a trigger alert, okay? Just watch with care. And a lot of you are gonna hate this, but it's the baby powder hack. Yeah, well, sometimes when the lanes are very sticky, at least on the approach, sometimes you need a little slide. Most of the time you just buy the easy slide, or other powders they sell in the pro shop. I just use baby powder. Same thing, you know, gets you sliding. Just remember that well, next time you use it in a league, people are gonna hate you for it, okay? Because it ain't that fancy stuff you buy at pro shops. So guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, you know, all that good stuff. Now, the next thing I have to say is very important. I have a vote, okay? There's gonna be a little icon popping up there somewhere, and you have a vote. I'm gonna do a knife review for my next video, but I have a dilemma. Should I do the Spyderco Manix 2, or should I do the Boker Kalashnikov? The decision is up to you, viewers. Now, remember, Spyderco Manix 2 or the Boker Kalashnikov Automat. Thanks for watching, and don't forget all that good stuff. Adios.